good morning, viewers. Welcome to Global Entertainment News, breakfast show, your daily dose of news and updates. I'm your host today, and joining me in the studio today are
So much Bella.
I will be taking today's story from Punch. 30 states generate 2.8 trillion naira, spend 3 trillion naira on travels and salaries. An analyst of the 2024 full year budget implementation report of state governors has revealed that 30 state governors generated 2.8 trillion naira as internal revenue but disbursed 3.3 trillion naira on operational costs. The 300 billion naira was spent on refreshment, sitting allowance, local and foreign trips, utilities and medical expenses. This fiscal nature of the state government came under intense scrutiny, becoming a major point of controversy as concern mounted over the spending habits and low revenue generation.
Our government will be doing the extra overdoing. Like, I don't even understand how we will generate like 2 point and then you wanted to spend like 3.0 trillion. How?
Maybe
You generated a budget of 2.7 trillion naira and then you added another 300 billion to it. How?
maybe they are probably feeling the 2.8 trillion naira is a plus to the revenue.
How is it?
Not
It's not a
No, no,
plus.
it's
no.
not something they spend, it's something they generated.
They
On top
generated
what
and
they
then they
spent,
spend more
on
than
top
that.
what they spent. Imagine you selling a goods now and you are not gaining what you ought to gain. It is a loss.
Well,
It is a loss.
our
We are, I'm not even going into that laws or whatever. Is that I think that this thing about our government is that they feel so heartless in doing some things towards us because you can't actually tell me that you generated a budget of 2.7 trillion naira and then you added another 300 billion to it just to make it 3 million of what you are spending yearly. It's really how will I even say it? Where will I even start for to start explaining the fact that this government that is sitting, that is ruling, this present regime is nothing but heartlessness. That a group of gang and thieves that are there working for themselves. And they are not trying to prosper Nigeria. They are not trying to make Nigeria better, but they are trying to make themselves better. A selfish gang that is sitting in a National Assembly, sitting in the Aso Villa and all that. That is what they are.
all right. I think let's just move on to the next story on we have for you from Punch. Drug trafficker executes 125 heroin wraps of at Lagos Port Harcourt Airport. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested two drug kingpins at the Port Harcourt International Airport and the Muritala Mohammed Airport, who excreted a total of 125 wraps of heroin. According to a statement by the agency spokesman Femi Babafemi on Sunday, one of the kingpin used dual identity to facilitate his cross-border movement. Babafemi said the suspect holds a Nigerian passport under the original name Oyekwenike Elochukwu Silvanus, 30 years, and a Sierra Leone passport under a different name, Tagbo Fodi. Wow, this is very this is serious. I tell you, is it even possible for someone to have two?
Yeah, they
Yes.
do it.
Wow.
You just have to separate the card and know that this is where the first checkpoint you're stopping there is
Bring
where
that
you're
one
going.
out
You bring
first.
that one, the one you know that you needed to use as a representative of your identity there. So one of the I think that this drugs trafficking of a thing is now becoming a thing in
Yeah.
Nigeria because if you're going to check around this time around, is either is a business successful person or a person that their family is still trying to feed is into this kind of a drug of a thing. It might be said that the government did not legalize it, but I think that this drugs of a thing is moving faster in Nigeria secretly that you don't even know. Someone was talking about finding a coke in Nigeria, and I was like, How did it get to Nigeria? Then you imagine, you can imagine how you that don't even know anything about it, it feels like maybe nothing like that can be happening, but it's happening. And it's really, really something that it feels like the security personnel should start pushing out. If it's abolished in Nigeria, it should be abolished everywhere in the country.
We the it's even something that is very very rampant. I tell you, the rate of which drug intake alone in the country has gone rapid and viral. It definitely means the way the intake are coming is also the way the supplies and the deportations are also
And if
coming.
you notice, this kind of job, you don't see it with just a middleman
Yeah.
doing it. It's all these businesswoman, businessman, all these people that has
They use
money.
it as a cover up that they have a business that they're doing,
Exactly what I'm trying to say, but underground,
this is
that's what
what
they
they
do.
do. And even if it's going to be like it's a businessman, it's a business, they use the R word as I'm a
As a
business, and
cover
then
up.
I'm an importer and exporter, and then the main thing that they are doing is just behind the closed door. And
Because
then
a middleman can't carry this type of thing.
a middleman will, a
A
middleman
middleman
will.
that does not have connection can't do this kind of thing.
Seriously, a middleman will. If you checked it very well, a middleman will. Because if you're going to look at it and then there is someone that's actually have a comfortable job doing, it will never wanted to verge into it.
Exactly.
A middleman would be the desperate one that wanted to go far into this thing, then get all the connection that they wanted to get so that they too can make money.
Yeah. So people are
Well,
having
the I pray the way Nigerians are always in a haste to
get the money.
find this money. We should not venture into illegal activities
Nigeria
Eh?
to
is one of the country that feels like we are always in a hurry to instant miracle, instant money, instant wealth and all that. And then if you're going to go to any religious house and then if your bank alert will ring this
Mm-hmm.
night, you will not see people that is going to be so much into it because they feels like there is no miracle. They believe that miracle will bring in the money that they need. They
yeah.
believe that miracle. So they, if the miracle is not coming, then the next thing they wanted to form a miracle for themselves so that they can acquire the money and say that it is miracle that they have been expecting. Nigeria is into that a lot.
All right, moving on to our next story from Punch. Rivers community deserted as cultists kill 19 residents. No fewer than 19 people were feared killed in a renewed cultic clash in Obele community in Omoha local government area of Rivers State on Sunday. The development has sparked panic in the area as residents have deserted the community for safety. It would be recalled that on Wednesday, unidentified gunmen believed to be members of a cultist group invaded the community and killed 7 people, while the community was still reeling in the pain of the incident. On Sunday morning, the two cultist groups in the area resumed their battle for supremacy after over 2 years of vacation. Now, cultists are even going on vacation.
Yes, the sad part of this thing is that those young youths that actually they feels like it's easy for them to go into court because they make them feel superior or make them feel powerful and people will begin to fear them are actually putting the life of theirs and the life of their family at risk because a court is not something that you should be proud of. It's either you know the reason why you are fighting the opposition or you don't know the reason why you have been fighting. It's either the opposition feel that this position has taken what belongs to them, be it a woman, be it money, be it exchange of words, and then they now go into fighting and killing themselves. It's just like injustice and like it's abnormal to a human that is with a right senses to come out and says that what are you fighting for? They're going to be like my capo say this other capo is stealing woman or this like it doesn't make sense. If the youth actually look into this, that you all have a future ahead of you. Why would you want to risk your life to fighting for a couple that cannot even actually make your life better in a snap of a finger? You're fighting to because of a gang, because of a court, because you wanted to have the upper hand or have the power does not make any sense.
Yeah, the funniest part is that sometimes I even think they are being paid salary for all
They
this
are
thing.
they are not being paid
They're not
salary.
being paid.
Because
You know,
if you see the dedication these boys put
once
in.
they join this kind discord, they feel this power. They have power. They can intimidate anybody. They are safe. They can do an
It's not
undo. That kind of thing. It's just
if the intimidation are there, like if you are well-to-do person, I don't even think that you have to think of putting your life at risk to the point
exactly,
of
because he who kill by sword shall be killed by sword. So you kill someone and you expect not to die also, you will surely die. That's why they said, so after 2 years vacation they came back again to come and do what they have not done. Probably they have someone to kill and they've not killed, but so they came back again to strategize.
You know, I just pray the community, that community. I just feel how they will be feeling by this time
Imagine two
because
court group are fighting and they lost 14 people in that community.
19, not even
It's
14,
19
19.
people in
Because
that community.
I
It's a
just
great loss.
imagine I'm just trying to imagine myself in that kind of situation. How I'm going to be feeling. Maybe say I'm always scared of when it comes to gunshot and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I just wonder how that community is
And
going
in
to
that
be.
kind of community, they also need a better security.
Even though you are a security personnel, will you want to risk your life for some things that you know the government can do more?
we're still going to be talking about this Nigerian mentality of a team, and then the annoying part of it is that not just here in Nigeria have Nigerian been successful in forming a court group and then trying to have an initiative or that some of them have actually extended the hand to outside country. There was one that was being arrested the last time because they have a court issue, one here in Nigeria, and then because one of them was out there and the other opposition was also out there in the United States with them, that one has to kill the other, and he was arrested. Instant, he was
Imagine
arrested,
you carry Nigerian matter go outside,
go
go dey
outside
fight.
country, and then went there to go and fight. He was arrested. He was not even scared.
So I believe there's this article that said, "Nah, man we don belle full, na
Dey
him dey
fight
fight.
sincerely.
Person wey never belle full
No
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 dey
even
fight."
fit chook am.
Alright, moving on to our next story from Punch. Politicians fight not will, merely to entertain Nigerians, Fayemi says. Former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, says the seeming fight among politicians are not real but only to entertain Nigerians. Speaking during the 68th birthday Thanksgiving service at the St. Martin's Catholic Church, Isan, Ekiti, on Sunday, Fayemi downplayed the perception of animosity between politicians figure, emphasizing that many of the supposed rivalry exist only on social media. So all these things you read on social media are for your entertainment, he said. Many will wonder why Governor Segun Wuni is here during his birthday. I spent the entire day with him, and Governor Ayodele Fayose too would have been here without hesitating if he was around. Imagine. Imagine these two people he has had issues with a long time ago.
No, it's not as if you should imagine. I don't expect any person in Nigeria that is going to feel like whatever politician they are dragging themselves on social media is actually true. Are you going to believe them that they are actually fighting themselves for real? They fight themselves. They can actually say that this one is the cow, this one is that the politician ambition this person have has never been succeeded, kiniko kiniko, but they won't expose themselves.
They even have
Some expose them.
They don't.
they have their own clubhouse where they meet. Most of them have this particular VIP clubhouse where most distinguished people, honorables,
Yeah,
senators,
meat.
ministers
They
meet.
won't expose themselves to the point that they know that this person is lotting money. They won't want it to say far more than that. They can only tell you that your political ambition is not going well. You are a coward. You are this for you are. I'm suing you, and then that suing would not even go anywhere. They just come online because they feel like we are the one that is listening. So we would think that they are actually having a real fight. That let them execute themselves. They won't dare to do that. They want to put us in like we are the audience and they are the comedians.
Yeah,
So we just laugh about it and then feels like it's actually
They
a
just
real
want you
fight.
to they want to give you something to feed
and
on.
the masses don't know. The more they talk about these people, the more they get richer.
Mm-hmm.
Publicity brings them a lot to their
Yeah.
pockets, and they don't know about that.
Whatever they are doing, they have their social media, and then they will just come inside and try to express their frustration whenever they are eating belly food. Their child has already bagged a doctorate degree from Harvard, and then the next thing they don't even want to talk much about it. Then they will come outside and say that you that did this, and then you are hiding from the government. Your ambitions is not good though. Better go and look for something else. And behind the social media, then they will laugh about it. They might even be sitting close to each other, and then they just wanted to exchange those words.
And some two Nigerian men will sit down fighting
It's
about
not
this.
about that.
She said some of them.
Have you been to a situation whereby where they sell newspaper? Have you gone to where they sell
The recent
newspaper?
way they used to fight, like they'll be
That
fighting
place,
on top
that
these
place
people.
is another world entirely.
Sincerely
You
speaking,
see
you get
matured
to
men
see
going
this,
to work.
like
They will,
instead
they
of
will
them to
spend
go to
like
work,
30
they
minutes there.
will 30
Some
minutes
will
going
not, some will
one
not
hour,
even buy any paper.
but
They
they
will
won't
just
talk
look at the
and they want
headline.
to fight.
They will gist about it, gist
Like,
about it.
What happened, what
uh-huh.
goes, what comes, and all that. Even put aside the politician, let's talk about this our celebrity, those ones that has township. So you can imagine it's the same praise for all of them, because we in Nigeria, I don't know how our brain is being rewired.
No,
Maybe
they will open the boat small, they will lock it back.
It's even a long time
Open and
I've
small,
seen
lock
that
am
kind
back.
of argument again on the newspaper side. I don't even see where they sell newspaper again. Sef.
Everybody is hungry now.
But no, everyone,
they,
social
they
media has
still
taken
sell.
Okay,
They
it's
still
not
sell.
everybody like before.
social media has taken so many.
Social media has
I'm
taken so
telling you
much
the fact
place.
that some people still prefer the back
But
and forth in
it's
those.
not more rampant
if,
like
if
before
you go
again.
if you go down to Oshodi, you see them under the bridge buying newspaper, food there early in the morning. In the afternoon, you won't see them there, because that early morning newspaper
Yeah.
that they wanted to read is what they are going into. Some people will even buy it. So if you're going, this township of 18 is really, really affecting Nigeria.
Well, I got to help us. All right, moving forward to our next story from Punch. Falana sues Meta for $5 billion over alleged privacy invasion. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana, senior advocate of Nigeria, has filed a $5 billion lawsuit against Meta Platform Inc., the parent company of Facebook, over an alleged invasion of his privacy. Falana claimed that Meta wrongfully used his name, image and voice in a false advertisement for a health product on its platform, portraying him as suffering from prostatitis, a condition he insists he has never had. In this suit filed at the Lagos State High Court on Friday, 3 2025, Falana argued that the unauthorized use of his identity constitutes a violation of his fundamental right to privacy under Section 37 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Section 24, subsection 1 and A and E, and Section 34, subsection 1 AD of the Nigerian Data Protection Act 2023.
I think that this no, let me not just say anything, but I feel like this man is taking it the wrong hand. We all know Meta company, and then the Facebook page that he's talking about. Anybody can post there.
My own, what is even making it look funny to me is him asking for $5 million
$5 million is a lot of money, and then he has the board entry.
just for one
No, he has the board entry, because yes, if you wanted to come out with your lawyers to actually defend you in this, do you know that those people also have a good lawyers to defend them, and then they'll beat you hands down.
I tell you, to me, I believe Facebook is going to win this case because
And he
for
was going to.
Facebook to do that kind of thing, they will have read so many rights
It's not.
to it before they win.
Is it Facebook that is actually posting this?
Probably
Yeah,
someone posted it on the Facebook. It's not Facebook that did the
no, no.
work itself.
In his lawsuit, he's saying Facebook actually posted it themselves. Facebook themselves posted it. Definitely, Meta are the owners of Facebook and Instagram. So I believe for Femi Falana to go after Facebook in this, he believes for him to even put that $5 million, he knows what he can get from it.
Yeah, he knows what he can get, and I feel like this thing is sounding as if that's okay. Um, this crazy, or I wanted to fight for something that is not actually there, but I know that I put put my hope in it that maybe
I'll
it's
win.
going to
Yeah.
it's going to sort me out whatever I need. Forget the fact that okay, he's a son, and then he actually wanted to fight for his right. But at the same time, he should know that not when there is AI in this generation, there are lots of people that have access to social media and they can hack anything.
Actually, that's what they did for this AY comedian and his wife, Mabel, that they were kissing together at the
Not his wife,
you Edochie's wife. That they were kissing together at the
So
airport. Why did that one come out and say I want to sue them?
see, him trying to actually fight this is like he's going to war without any weapon himself. I know he says that the Facebook basis, but what if they find out that this account was actually hacked and it was not Facebook itself?
Well, I think the investigation is already going on,
Yeah.
and we are hoping to hear more stories and information from that news. And for for Falana to come out as bold as he came out to sue Meta, it's a big company he's suing for that. I believe he should
Yes,
have he should be able to gather more evidence
to
and
defend it.
yeah, to defend it. Yeah, we'll be following that update, and we are going
We
to
don't know about it.
give you guys more on that information. All right, moving straight to our next story from Punch. Lagos carpenter remanded for defiling 9-year-old girl. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana san
That carpenter
yeah,
thing, I think that the man is really the man is really very incompetent human being to actually defile a 9-year-old child. This thing is becoming common. This thing is becoming common.
You just rape any children anyhow, any lady anyhow. Why?
This thing is becoming common and then it's not a good thing for
Yeah.
anybody to
yeah,
actually think about it. Because how would a carpenter defile a 9-year-old child
Child.
is really, really the anointing that we need to look into. And these days around, I don't even think that it's only the girl's child that needed a protection right
yeah,
now. Even the female's child, the male child as well needed a protection because the way the world is going. The last time I read about the news where a how will I say a 16-year-old boy was being drugged and raped by a chief
yeah.
in Warri.
Imagine.
It was a forceful defense that the boy experienced an attack that landed him in hospital where he was leaking out. So you can imagine this thing that like the government really needs to come into a whole lot of things. Like we need to eradicate a whole lot of things. Like this is not human behavior anymore. This is inhuman and it's really, really not good.
I think the government in a whole needs to they need to emphasize more and see more seek more attention to the fact of this raping of they call, is it pedophile? I'll call it pedophile or something. When you
Pedophile.
yeah, the government needs to really look into that situation because it's getting rampant and
Yes.
yeah,
It's
in
not even
society.
only the government, the human rights activists. They should really work more on this. This is their job.
Yeah,
They're
It
under the
is their
government,
job.
under the
they
government
have to
direction.
work with the government
Yeah.
as well, and then with the security personnel.
Yeah.
And just that it really concerns the most is that the parents, the guardians, and the
Exactly.
neighbors that are there, they have to make sure that they watch out for whatever hide and seek that is happening. Make sure you look out for
And they should be very
not just
observant.
the girl's child alone. I think that this
Yes.
time around, even the male child is going through this trauma. But because people feel like male child does not have to be molested or something like that, they tend to look over it and then it's not
Because
supposed to
this
be.
thing cause traumas,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sincerely.
All right, let's move forward to our top story from Vanguard this morning. Hardship affecting attendance, offering in church. Anglican bishop laments. The Archbishop of Ibadan Province, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, Dr. William Aladugbe, has lamented that the economic crunch in the country has prevented Christians from attending services and giving offering in churches. He said this while delivering a first distinguished alumni lecture of the Department of Religious Studies, Faculty of Arts, University of Ibadan in Ibadan at the weekend. He noted that the hardship had compelled a clergy to call President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and ask him to save people from the economic crisis. Speaking on the topic, the faith once delivered to the saints in the context of contemporary socio-economic challenges held at the Otunba Shobomi Balogun Conference Center (UI). He said the present economic hardship resulting from the removal of fuel subsidy and also having its effects on Christians in Nigeria, as many families will no longer attend churches service. Some of these who manage to attend church service have no money for offering.
Is it? Is it? I think his own concern is about the offering.
Offering. Like I was about to say that.
Yeah, that what thing I'm looking at in Nigeria is that we have so much of deep into religious of the thing. And sometimes we go into church and then they don't even have what they are going to. It's because they believe that when the pastor is going to pray that if you get home today, you are going to receive a miracle. Exactly, there's going to be a miracle. Even if it is that 1 naira that they have left, they drop it and then use it as well because they wanted to use it to receive a bigger miracle. I'm not saying that God does not work in a mysterious way, but at the same time, I think this time around, whoever that is, you as a religious leader needed to drop this understanding of there is no longer money for offering or attending church service because you wanted the church to overflow and then more offering and more tithes to be paid. They should drop this thing and actually go after what is needed to be going after. Because there was a time that this present when this election was coming in 2023, some of this religious media actually comes out and says that these are the persons that they wanted to be voted for. This is the time they also needed to lend their voice, not to be much concerned about who is paying offering and who is not paying offering, who is attending church because of the hardship and who is not attending church. If you are worried about offering being not paid, what about people that don't have any to eat? All the offering that have been accepted for a long time, how many have you actually distributed to help people in your own church, around you, in your vicinity, in your community? How many have you actually said that? If you are going to be worried about people who are not paying offering, listed it out that find the pastor and the archbishop and all that has make a distribution of food item, send money to congregation account and then tell them that they don't need to worry about the offering because we know that the country is hard right now. God does not need your money. You don't have to be concerned about that. If you are saying that okay because the country is hard and then there's no much offering, that means you are only concerned about yourself. You don't care about those people how they are feeling. If the people are too poor to the point of not being able to actually give offering to the God, then you as a God, that you as a pastor, as a man of God, what are you doing in return? If you're not assisting these people to actually know that God lives in this place, God walks in the midst of, how would you expect them to have a belief in that? You expect them to come in with offering every time, even when there's hardship. Is that the only concern you have? Like people hardship, it does not allow people to pay offering, or you are not lending your voice to actually call out the corrupt government to do the right thing.
Well, the way things are really going on in this country, I tell you, we might just wake up one day and see a big church that a church that the society or community respects a lot. That when you go to the church, you be under AC, be seeing fan. You can just wake up on a Sunday morning and you see that they didn't on for service. Something like that can happen.
Yeah, because they'll say that the congregation is not paying money.
Offering.
They are not paying offering. There's no
No
money
money
to
to buy
buy fuel.
petrol.
That is it.
All right. All right, let's just move on to our next story from Vanguard. Warri Refinery. We await portal opening. to lift petroleum products PERON. The Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owner Association of Nigeria (PETRON) said it was awaiting the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited (NNPCL) to open its portal to enable it lift petroleum products from Warri Refinery. The 125,000 barrel per day (BPD) refinery started operation and loading petrol products about 1 month ago after many years of rehabilitation. Last week, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) said the plant was shut down for routine main ten ance and would be back soon. However, in his telephone interview with Vanguard yesterday, the president of Petron, Dr. Billy Gillis-Harris, said he have an allocation to lift from Warri Refinery. We were lifting from there before. We are waiting for the NNPCL to open its portal so we can.
NNPCL, and its own corruption and
I even think this is the best year. This is the worst. I think from last year, or let's say from 10 months ago, NNPCL has really been on the hot seat.
yes,
And
because they are not
NNPCL
being
and
genuine with
and
themselves.
the Ministry of Power, those two people have been on the hot
They're
seat.
not being genuine to themselves. Like I don't really understand what is going on with this NFPC. I don't feel like they are so happy for the fact that there's actually a refinery working in Nigeria.
In a particular place where you are eating from, and you are eating from there so largely, and you are being comfortable. You wake up a day and you see that 100% you are eating from a particular place is going to be being slashed to 50%. You really bother
That is
enough.
greediness.
I think that's what is really eating up
The
that
NFPC,
that corporation.
what should I be called? MD or chairman of? Like I feel like this person is so desperate and selfish to the point that it feels like Nigeria can never go have the good things to actually achieve. The Port Harcourt refinery came and then it was shut down within a month after he claims that it was already disposing petrol out to and fro, like 13 tankers are offloading, and now the Warri refinery, and here comes back like, okay, if those ones are not in a good shape and good condition to work, do not force it down the Nigerian street to swallow it. Do not make it a conspiracy for Nigeria to like just to hide it from the truth that we needed to know. Okay, he says you're not buying from Dangote, you wanted to keep importing. Okay, fine. But don't try to actually make us look like we are so stupid, because Nigerians are used to the fact that we don't even care. If our government wanted to take the lion's share, they should take it. We don't care. If our government wanted to do whatever they want to do, let them do it. If the hardship come, we'll find a way to adjust. That is Nigerian. But do not keep forcing it on the fact that we need to still look more stupid and stupid over and over again to just go blind eye. Whatever you want to do, yeah, do it now. And even if you are still doing it, you still feels like we are oppressing you. And then you still wanted to hold us to the wall because you feel you can't still do anything.
I tell you, I also say that's Nigeria for you. Okay, moving on to our next story from Vanguard. 208 army officers write lieutenants to captain promotion examination. The Nigerian Army on Sunday commenced the 2025 lieutenant to captain practical promotion examination, with 208 candidates participating in Kaduna. The news agency in Nigeria (NAN) report that a week-long examination is being conducted by the Training and Doctorate Command (TRADOC) Nigerian Army. Addressing the candidates, the president of the examination board, Commander from TRACOD Major General Kelvin Aligbe, charged them to focus fully on the important tasks ahead. Well, this is it's actually my first time hearing that
I
the
want to
Exam,
ask
exam.
that
examination
question.
having
I want
oath
to ask
or
that
promotion.
question that does armies actually write exam to being promoted to a captain or their
Because the kind of lecture and discipline that's been going on in the military aspect, I think that's what
They
our
should look at.
police department also need. Because
that's the
yeah,
army that is what they should look into
the,
because
the armies
when
the
someone
armies don't get promoted just like that.
they don't even have to sit and write exam. What are they going to sit down and be writing about? Because how will you handle a gun?
So, yeah, I think no,
How will you implement a tip or when you are being called for this?
no, because I believe if a doctor can actually sit down to write a promotion exam
Yeah.
or
What will you
exam,
do?
I think the military too they should be able to answer in a particular situation. What will you do if you are in this position? You have to state it down. Those kind of theories.
But these people has been working with them. Their boss will have know who is capable. What if you are intelligent?
No,
You
no,
are intelligent, but
It's
the
no,
not
person is not there. The charisma is not
me, I
there.
don't support that idea because if they keep doing it like that, this is Nigeria. I tell you,
Like
they'll be biased to so many
you
things.
know
The way the police are being biased in their own promotion.
the
But
thing
how do you now know that they will not be biased with the exam?
they
it's
will be
it's
biased of course.
it's better for we to see what you've done in your exam. If you want to be biased, you can't be biased to the extent that by cheating in the exam.
You know what
I can't be sitting here and you are sitting there and I see what or we are in the same exam hall and you wake up one day and say, okay, this person scored 100. There is a paper to it. Let's see what you wrote. Even in school sef, cheating goes on in school. Malpractice goes on in school also. So definitely there will be malpractice there, but it's better for you to sit down and write the exam and let us know that this is what you wrote in the exam. So if there's any cheating coming from anywhere, probably there should be a limit to the cheating. You can't come to an exam hall and probably we all know your handwriting now, and this is what you wrote in the exam. Okay, we now let us see your result and we're seeing a different handwriting there. So we should know where to investigate the issue and everything. I
you
think
know
it's the
what
best way
I
for
feel
me.
that is actually wrong in this writing the exam is not actually something that it's not okay or it's not part of it. But what I feel is like Nigerian is already in this let me not say Nigeria, the world is already in advanced technology and then it feels like before people actually be put in a captain or a commander, there should be a very good training or to confirm how good this person is. Not by sitting down and writing exam. You have
Exactly.
to
No,
study how this person
no
is good with
He or
with
she might be
patient.
intelligent, but what of the charisma?
the training they've undergone the training already, so it's not all about training. This is it's an exam that you do practically. There are practical exams to it,
And
there are
theory.
theories to it, there are orals to it. So now they're undergoing the theory part of the exam, and they've all the 208 candidates have all qualified from the practical exam. So now this is how to test their intellectual understanding of what they've done. So if if probably I don't think all of them can be captain. 280, even though they pass the exam, they can't give 208 captain just like that. I believe out of all of them, 20 or 30 will be the ones to qualify for this position. And after they see that, okay, probably the pass mark for it might be 70. You can't tell me that 208 of them will score 70% in that examination. So it's from that grade they will pick. I believe they will pick their captainship from. All right.
That is every day I'm jumping.
All right, viewers, thank you for staying tuned with us today on the Breakfast Show. We have come to the end of the Breakfast Show today. Thank you for joining us today. I am being your host, Stephen. I hope you enjoyed today's program. Be sure to share, like, and don't forget to subscribe on all our social media platforms to view more on our daily news and updates. I still remain that your host, Togo Stephen. God bless you for staying tuned. At this point, I have to say bye.